What's going on YouTube? This is Fish Freak Phil, bringing an update on my Cobalt Aquatics C-Vue 40, and today we're talking about algae. Algae that is, you can see, getting a bit crazy in the tank. See that red cyano algae? Comes out of nowhere and is starting to get everywhere. And I had to dose this tank earlier with reflux fluconazole to deal with any brush algae that I had in the tank, because I had a little bit of it, this stuff. Now, in that time happening, I had to remove the first 3 days, had to turn off the skimmers, remove any carbon or any media, any chemical media had to come out of the tank. So I did that. Been running about 9-10 days now, about 10 days now, actually 11 days. And I'm gonna need to do a large water change, but in another few days I'm gonna let it go to 14. But partly through, had an outbreak of red cyano algae. Look at that. And look at that. Now, those bubbles are actually bubbles. This spread so fast, it spread over the other nuisance algae that was on the rocks. And those bubbles were the, algae. Well, if you don't know, algae also creates oxygen because it's a plant, like anything, and it releases oxygen, and it got trapped by the cyano. So the cyano is almost like suffocating the other nuisance algae on the rocks. Which is fine by me, because I have a secret weapon for that cyano algae that's going to knock that out in about 48 hours. And that is, if you don't know it, now you know, baby. It's ChemiClean. This is cyanobacteria treatment. It should work in about 48 hours. So I will be dosing this today. In about 48 hours, I'll be doing about a 20% water change. And actually, the timing is almost perfect, because I should be doing a water change, because it should be the end of my cycle for the treatment of the fluconazole reflux. So, hoping to knock out 2 with 1, and I'm gonna have to probably siphon out some of this stuff as well. But we'll see what happens. So that's where things are at kind of right now. I'm also thinking that I'm gonna actually take these pumps out. You can see I need to get in there and clean those out. Make sure my flow is not, they're kind of covered in algae as well. Make sure that my flow is not reduced any, look at that. So gotta make sure that I keep those clean. I didn't do a good job of that, so I'm gonna make sure I get it in there with a toothbrush, take them apart, clean everything up. And while I'm dosing the ChemiClean, let me double check, but I gotta turn off my UV sterilizer, and it takes about 48 hours. In that time, you have to turn off any UV sterilizer, ozone. Let's see, turn off UV sterilizer, remove ChemiPure, or any carbon treatments, anything like that. So I can continue using my protein skimmer, which I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, as you see here, I'm actually going to run it very wet when I start, when I dose this, and then hopefully I'll remove a lot more stuff. But yeah, everything is looking. I have a feeling that my flow is being affected. As I could tell, these hammers, these Duncan corals are not happy. They're not fluffy like they normally are. They are grown, got a couple more heads on there, but definitely not happy today, the last couple days. So I'm gonna test my protein. Test my nitrates, phosphates, see what they're at, as well as other things. But more so right now, I'm more concerned with those phosphates and nitrates, because if they weren't high, you wouldn't be seeing this. So I'm gonna get after that. Just a quick look and telling you guys what's going on. Also, I think the size of this tank I don't know if this protein skimmer, not protein skimmer, excuse me, this makeshift refugium is doing enough. I don't know, I may have to add some more lights, possibly along the side. You can see it's all blacked out, but this tank comes with a black mat, but you can actually remove it. So I'm thinking I might actually remove this area here, put a light in the back to help along, because this light I'm thinking that light's not strong enough or adequate enough for what I need, or I need to put the light on for a long period of time. First thing I'm going to do is probably play with the time. That's the easiest. Let it run longer than I normally do, and see if that is able to bump things up a little bit in terms of my growth of potato in the back there. It's growing, but based on the size of that refugium and this tank, it's really disproportionate. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna just increase the time. That's the easiest thing to do, biggest change I can make, or the quickest change I can make, and control. Anyway, just a quick video. It's my Cobalt Aquatics CVue 40 battling algae. I'm actually quite excited to see what happens. I've known about this for some time, because I almost had to use it in a freshwater tank some years ago, but was able to fix the issue. Once again, this is all happening because my nutrient export is not good enough. So I'm looking actually into some media reactors. I was trying to stay away from media reactors, but I think I'm gonna give them a go. And I've been looking into some different ones. If any of you guys are using media reactors, I'm looking into Two Little Fishes, the Innovative Marines. I know Reef Octopus makes one. Of course, all these are either in sump or hang on backs. There are a couple of them out there. Just looking at the pros and cons. I know Aquatop makes one as well. But if any guys using media reactors, go ahead and leave a comment for me. Let me know what you're using, how you're using it, what you got in there, GFO, carbon, phosphand, or biopellets, or any other things. And I saw a cool setup with Two Little Fishes. Someone using dual media reactors and kind of daisy chaining them. That looks like a pretty sweet setup. So anyway, this is Fish Freak Phil. Update on the Cobalt Aquatics CVue 40. Like me on Instagram, Fish Freak Phil. Anyway, I'll be posting a lot of pictures up there that of various updates and things like that. My LFS visits, pictures and things like that. Anyway, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, and mothers that are also forced to be fathers. Later, y'all.